Cougars will have the football to begin the second half.
Well, no bigger drive this season than this first drive here in the second half. Cooper needs to come out and get a touchdown, really. You don't just need to get points, because if you just get points, you're one play away from being behind in this game. Get a touchdown, make them 2 scores behind, then make them chase you the rest of this game.
Yeah, I was going to say, making this a 2-possession game is huge for the Cougars.
And then you can't give up the 70-yard run for Hicks or Stevens or Parker or anybody else that can do that. Play your defense, make them earn every yard they get here in the second half.
Cougars are on the field. The Wolves are on the field. The Timberview band is still on the field. I'm telling you, you show up a minute before the half, you stay out there, you get your money's worth. I wonder now if they'll just go home.
They may. We're on this end.
Okay, we're done.
Bus, let's go.
We got here, we're done.
Timberview's players come out with a little bit different attitude here to start the second half. You've got to wonder what kind of dressing down they got by the coaching staff at halftime. I don't really think they've played bad, though. I think Cooper's played really good this half. I mentioned while you were gone, they play with a lot of poise in this half, not like a team that's making their first trip to the playoffs.
Well, and I'll go back to one of Mike Spradlin's favorite things to talk about is taking away the want to, as he always says, of somebody else. I think Cooper has a great opportunity to do that right now. I think also it's the reason why you didn't see Cooper really put something up in the air in that last minute. You know, of course, we want to. You sit here from our vantage point, you're sitting and thinking, well, why not take your shot and see what you can do? Well, the answer is you don't want to do anything silly, that they waltz into the end zone and you are trailing at the half in a half that you led the entire way. Time of possession of the first half is really interesting to me, Rick. 9:57 for the Cougs. That's right at 14 minutes then for Mansfield Timberview.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper's offense, when they've gotten it going, they've really moved. Timberview has moved the ball, but they haven't hit the big plays and they haven't thrown the ball. They completed 1 of 4 passes for 7 yards. That's a part of their game. You can't be one-dimensional in the playoffs and go very far. You've got to be multiple.
Dvorak is also going to kick off, and
no, it's Janos.
Okay, it is. Okay,
looks like Dvorak.
And the second half is underway. Short kick. And it is down at the 28-yard line.
Micah Hale
with the fair catch and just falling on the ball. That's where the Cougars will take over 1st and 10. And, you know, the thing, Rick, that I would point out is not only did Timberview allow the Cougars to take the ball, they also gave them the wind here in the 3rd quarter, which doesn't make any sense when you're a running team. Running shouldn't matter one way or the other. You just gave the passing team the ball and the wind to their back.
Like you want to give them a chance to really get a big lead on you here.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. They're on 29-yard line as we are back to the attack to start the second half. Will Casey out of the shotgun on 1st down. Takes the snap, rolls to his left, looks down the field, looks long, throws long. Is looking for Ricky Stevenson. There was some contact. They're going to say it's incidental. The pass incomplete.
Stevenson made a nice move to get back on the inside of Christian Spears that time. Just couldn't quite get back to the ball. Timberview brought a lot of pressure from the outside on Will Casey as he tried to throw it.
Well, I like the play call, though. Just go right after him and say, let's see what you got on 1st down.
Oh, I do too. Tremendous play call.
Cougs are going to go trips left side on 2nd down. And now then we will see Bowman and Stevenson go out wide to the right side. Snap comes back to Casey. Casey throws underneath. Squires has middle of the field to run in 40, 45. Andrew Squires gets to the edge, midfield. 45 at Timberview, and he's knocked out of bounds.
Nice play. Andrew Squires bought his time, got the ball, made a weave through the secondary, got down to the 45 of Timberview for a gain of
26
yards. Yeah.
Nice job by Squires getting to the 45 of Timberview. 1st and 10 Cougars. Moving from the south to the north here in the 3rd quarter. Like we said, that means the wind is to their backs here. And now then Bowman and Dixon both go out wide to the right side. And now then we're going to have an illegal substitution, but Cooper called the timeout first. Mike Spradlin uses a timeout to save the 5-yard penalty. They'll wave the flag off. We're going to keep it right here. That's a smart move. Coaches sometimes like to have those timeouts and you save them up at the end of the ball game, but you just had a play that picked up 26 yards, and Mike Spradlin says, you know what, I don't want to take away anything that we just picked up. And knowing the athleticism of this Timberview team, he says, hey, let's go ahead and take the timeout. So instead of being 1st and 15, it's 1st and 10.
Well, and what a great way to take this timeout. You're on the move. You don't need a negative play in there. And I think you're exactly right. I think that's a good sacrifice of a timeout here. Stay in the positive yardage while the team is in a positive mode. You don't want to go into that here we go again negative mentality.
Right. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Line of scrimmage, the 45 of Mansfield Timberview.
Will Casey now 9 of 16 for 112 yards for the Cougars.
He will bring Bowman wide to the left side. Cougars playing from the left hash, so it's the short side of the field. And now then Cole Jackson, it goes in motion to the field side. Casey drops back to pass, stands in, throws long, looking for Squires, and that is over his head.
I think there was a mix-up in the route and the pass that time.
Yeah, I started to say because Squires started to cut that back towards the corner, and Casey kind of threw that off the back foot. I don't know if he was feeling something coming in or what, but he just kind of released that to get rid of it.
Had he checked down, Ricky Stevenson had cleared in the secondary and was wide open in a shorter route than Squires was that time.
2nd and 10 for the Cougars, the 45 of Timberview, the line of scrimmage. 11:40, third quarter. Cougars by 3 at 10-7. Play fake, quick little dump pass. Ricky Stevenson with a blocker. 40-35, Stevenson dragged down from behind at the 32-yard line. Not very many people are going to catch Ricky Stevenson in the open field, but he was hauled down by Marcus Cromartie.
Gain of 13 on the pass to Stevenson.
And it is a 1st down for the Cougars to the 32-yard line of Timberview.
Ricky Stevenson now has 36 yards in receptions today for the Cougars.
Cougars so far, Rick, through the first half and 30 seconds, look like they belong in the playoffs.
They really do, and it's good to see them playing with that confidence.
1st and 10 for the Cougars. Cole Jackson comes in motion. Inside handoff, Pimpton. Pimpton's got a hole inside the 30, and he's down to about the 28-yard line.
Gain of 4 for Pimpton. Puts him up to 42 yards on 12 carries.
I like the way that we are seeing the Cougars kind of hit on offense right now. They're coming out with some confidence themselves. Dixon goes out wide to the left side. He will be picked up by Christian Spears. That is a matchup that the Cougars have exploited here in the first half, and now 1 minute of the second half. Ball spotted at the right hash. Pimpton in the backfield with Will Casey on 2nd down. Play fake underneath Squires. 25. Squires just puts his head down and gets to about the 23-yard line. He appears to be about a half-yard shy of the 1st down, Rick, but again, you're talking 2-down territory.
Oh, absolutely. Nice job of blocking that time by Timmy Dixon, and Chris Flores coming out to block, giving him room to run after the catch.
3rd down and a yard for the Cougars. Cougars already to the line of scrimmage, and you can see Timberview kind of just now getting up to the line. Handoff, Pimpton with a hole, has 1st down yardage to the 20-yard line. It's a 1st and 10.
Gain of 3 for Pimpton. Keeps that the chains moving. Pimpton now 13 carries, 45 yards on the game.
We mentioned the fact, everybody, that they were hearing us on KWKC this afternoon, along with Cable Channel 7. We also want to welcome in and thank the Texas State Radio Network. We are on tsrnsports.com. Go to West Texas. You can pick up this ball game and all Cougar games during the course of the season. Bad snap. Casey. Ball is loose, and I think Timberview is on it. And they are. There is the first mistake of the ball game. Casey should have just fallen on the ball. He tried to pick it up, and Timberview is on it.
Well, and that's a big turnover. I think you're exactly right. Casey tried to do a little too much with the ball when he dropped it. He was on the move. Alex Bonilla snapped it to where he was. An easy mistake to be made, but when that happens, you've got to just fall on it and live to play another down.
Well, we'll see how that mistake comes back to haunt the Cougars, or if it does at all. Timberview has the ball 1st and 10. They're on 27-yard line.
And Ron Hicks at quarterback.
So Hicks stands in, the quarterback. Takes a snap, throws it underhand, and the ball comes out to Raymond Scott, who gets to the 30-yard line.
Gain of 2.
Not a play you see very often.
Stevens or Scott? Stevens. Gain of 2.
In the 30-yard line, bring up 2nd and 7. 9:27 to play in the third. 10-7 Cougars. Well, you know that Will Casey's over there just, wish he had that play back. 2nd and 7. Cougars trying to stand them up defensively here. Hicks hands it off. Stevens gets to about the 31-yard line. But Stevens almost lost the football there. He kind of slipped out of his hands. Was able to hang on to it, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Gain of 1 on the play.
3rd down and 6 for the Wolves.
Timberview's 1 of 6 on 3rd down.
Sharman Brown checks into the ball game.
Like we talked about earlier in the first half, this is the kind of down and distance you want to have them in on 3rd down.
Well, the thing for the Cougars, you need to be able to get the ball back because you need to use the wind while you have it at your disposal. Back to pass is Hicks. Hicks now spins out of 1, trying to get down the field. Gets drilled by Driggers as he lets go of the ball, and the pass incomplete. Austin Driggers flattened Antoine Hicks, and it's 4th down.
Hicks made a great move on Trevor McGuire as he came in from the outside, made a spin move to get out of the open, and then Driggers made him pay for doing that.
So a punting situation now for Mansfield Timberview, and what a great defensive stand by the Cougars. Ryan Taylor trying to get the fans to stand up a little bit.
Great stand by the defense. Makes that punt not hurt you at this point.
Dvorak back in punt formation. Timberview looks to be a little confused on the punting team. Dvorak punts it away. High kick. Kind of a knuckleball. And a fair catch is called for and made by Tommy Bowman at the 39-yard line. Flagged down because I think that Timberview was interfering. They were in that halo area. So the Cougars going to add some yardage to this. And they're going to have the football back. He didn't hit him, so it should just be the 5-yard interference, I would think.
30-yard punt for Dvorak.
Boy, Dvorak really got that ball in the air.
How does the coach ever discover that he can punt?
I'll tell you how. He was just messing around at practice one day, and they went, hey, do that again.
10 yards?
15-yard interference. Wow. I thought they were just going to call a little bit of incidental contact. They do not. They call interference on that. Cooper with the ball at the Timberview 46-yard line.
Well, that really helped right there. Yeah, that's going to give you.
Now it's imperative for the Cougars to come away with points. You got down to the Timberview 20, and now then you start at their 46. Casey out of the shotgun on 1st down. What you do now, if you're Will Casey, is just you simply forget the fumble. Handoff, Pimpton, big hole, 40, 38-yard line for Eamon Pimpton.
Gosh, he's running hard today. 8-yard gain for Pimpton.
But you know what I'm saying, with that last, with the Casey fumble, what he has to do, he has to shake off the fact that he didn't just fall on the ball and say, boy, we just lost 20 yards in 3 plays. You know, now we're going to take it really quick. Here's the pass to Squires. Squires 35, there's a hole. That's going to come back. I think they've got Dixon holding on the edge here.
They've got Dixon at the 35 holding.
Yep. And that would have been a 1st down. So now then that takes the ball back to the 45, and 1st down becomes 2nd and about 9.
A 3-yard gain for Squires before the flag. And then the holding penalty.
Well, Cooper right now is beating Timberview with the quick hitting plays.
Yeah.
2nd down.
Still 2nd down, but now it's at the Timberview 45, 2nd and 9.
Well, you start to see Timberview players with their hands on their sides, starting to breathe a little bit hard here. That's what this kind of offense will do to you. If you're not in peak shape, they're going to run you to death. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars. Also talking about another mistake that I think Timberview made in this ball game after this play. Casey takes the snap, fakes to Jackson, has all day to throw, looking long, throwing long. He's got a man out there. He's got Ricky Stevenson, and flags are down. It's pass interference. Ball is batted away at the last second by Kabi Bokai. Bokai was beaten bad by Stevenson. The only thing he could do was interfere to keep that from being a touchdown for Cooper. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and give the Cougars the ball down on the 30-yard line.
Well, the thing I was going to say that I think the other mistake that Timberview made in this ballgame, Rick, is choosing to wear the dark uniform.
I think you're right.
On a hot day, I think that I would have done like LSU does at home because they play down there in such heat and humidity. I think I would have taken the lighter uniforms if I had to pick. I'm not so sure if Cooper was the home team in this, if we would see them in what they're wearing right now.
I think you're exactly right.
It's just something, it's the details that Mike Spradlin does extraordinarily well. 1st and 10 for the Cougars. Line of scrimmage is at the 30-yard line. Now then, Casey running, throws, and the pass is incomplete. Intended for Ricky Stevenson. He'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Good job of Casey, though. He put that ball where it was either going to be Ricky Stevenson or nobody could catch it. Timberview brought some pressure from the outside to get in Casey's face as he got ready to throw the ball.
2nd down and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line of Timberview. 7:29 to play in the third. 10-7 Cougars. And the Cougars in Wolf territory. 16 seconds on the play clock. Cougs look over to the sideline. Have to run this one pretty quickly. Now then down to 10 seconds. Casey will drop back into the shotgun. Play clock down to 7. And Casey takes a snap. Here comes the blitz. Casey gets rid of it. Has a man pass caught. Oh, boy, Eamon Pimpton saved him right there. And Pimpton is down to the 20-yard line.
Gain of 9 on the pass to Pimpton. Great job of Casey. Kobe Bokai came in. This is bad on my grammar. Kobe Bokai came in and was right in Casey's face as he threw the ball. Pimpton made a great catch for a 9-yard gain.
3rd and a yard for the Cougs. Casey hands it off. Pimpton inside the 20. Pimpton running hard. He's down to the 17. 1st down for the Cougs.
Gain of 4 for Pimpton.
But you just cannot say enough about how this quick hitting offense for the Cougars. Just now, you could see Timberview trying to get a couple of subs in, and they were over to the weak side linebacker spot when the ball is snapped. Under 7 minutes to play in the third. Cooper has a 1st and 10, 17-yard line of Timberview. Casey to the line of scrimmage. Now then, he sends Pimpton in motion right. Casey takes the snap, drops back to pass, has all day, looks across the middle, has a man, pass incomplete, threw it a little bit behind Stevenson.
Through behind Stevenson, he makes that catch. It's down inside the 5-yard line, down to about the 2 for the Cougars. Casey, though, had all day long to stand back there in the pocket and throw the ball. Offensive line's doing a tremendous job.
2nd and 10 from the 17-yard line. Check to see the play that is being sent in. We see Jack Thomas come in. Stevenson back into the lineup. Casey breaks the huddle, comes to the line of scrimmage. 10 seconds on the play clock. Cougs have a split backfield down to 6 seconds. Handoff Stevenson. He's met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, that time Timberview did a great job. Didn't allow the Cougars to get any kind of a hole inside for Stevenson to run through. Chris Flores shaking up on the play as they'll have an official's timeout.
See Flores be helped off. Cougars will have to check in a new lineman.
Patrick Angus checks in for the Cougars, which will not be a big change because Angus plays a lot in the offensive line rotation.
Yeah, Flores standing over there with Wendy Swoboda, and now then hopping off the field. Coming off somehow under his own power.
Cougars face 3rd down now. They're 3 of 7 on 3rd downs here in this game.
This is where we talked about just a matter of want to right here. Cougars face 3rd down and 11 from the 19-yard line. Casey takes the snap. Under pressure, steps up, ball taken away from him. And I think somehow I thought Casey got onto it, but I think I'm wrong.
Number 74 for Timberview. Stephon Inge recovers the ball at the 30-yard line for Timberview.
Well, and that was just stripped away from Will Casey. So the Cougars have had 2 great opportunities at the 20 and all the way down to the 17 here in the second half, and they have come away empty.
Well, Timberview's got to feel like they're dodging some major bullets, but Cooper also has been able to move the ball on their defense.
And now then Hicks
moving on the offensive line for Timberview.
So Timberview was about to start their own 29. Now then it will be their own 24. Actually their own 25, I guess. Boy, this is, you sit here and it's been the bugaboo of the Cougars this season, Rick, the turnovers, 2 here today, both on fumbles.
Well, and that's the thing they've got to overcome mentally right here, too, is not to go into here we go again.
So Hicks on 1st and 15, rolling right, under some pressure, throws underneath, this one almost picked off.
Trevor McGuire nearly picks that one off. Would have been huge for the Cougars to turn that ball back around right there.
We're just now to the 6-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. 10-7, Cougars with the lead.
Number 46, Trevor McGuire.
Wow. McGuire would have picked that off. That would have been, first of all, it would have been a great catch by McGuire.
I think we can see why Hicks hasn't been their quarterback all year. He's not a great passer, but he's the type of player you've got to be putting the ball in his hands. And we really haven't seen him do that here in the second half.
2nd and 10. Hicks has 2 receivers to the left side. This time he's rolling left, looking long, throwing long. He's got a man out there, and the pass is caught at the 35-yard line by Raymond Scott. It's a first down.
Marking at the 34.
41 yards on the reception. And it's all the way down to the Cougar 34, and that gets the Timberview crowd back into this one.
Well, we talked earlier, that's the one thing you can't do is give up a big play like that. Raymond Scott able to run away from Peter and Corey. Hicks laid it out there where he could run under it. About the time I said he's a bad passer.
Yeah, I started to say Hicks really with a nice touch on the ball right there. First and 10, the 34-yard line of Cooper, the line of scrimmage. Hicks throws underneath, and this one is bounced in. Jay Tolliver, the intended receiver. It's going to bring up 2nd down. Tolliver screaming that he caught that.
No, I saw it pop up from all the way over here. Official right on top of the play, though. Called it incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Timberview.
I'm still trying to find Parker.
2nd down and 10.
Do you see Dante Parker down there? I do not. I did not see him come out.
He's injured. He's over here on the 50-yard line and does not have shoulder pads on.
He sure is.
He doesn't have a helmet on. So that's why Hicks is the quarterback now.
2nd and 10. Here comes Hicks, keeping himself on the speed option. Hicks steps around 1, gets to the 26-yard line, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. Stephon Hazlitt in on the tackle.
Number 9, Stephen Hazlitt.
Well, if you're the Cooper defensive staff right now, I guarantee you that they have seen Parker over here on the sideline without his pads on, and they know that Hicks is going to be the quarterback the rest of the way. So you have to do some things to contain Hicks.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to keep him. Got to keep him in the pocket and force him to give the ball to somebody else. 3rd down,
call it 2 from the 26. They need the 24 for a first down. 4:48 to play in the 3rd. There's a handoff to Stevens. Stevens breaks it, 20. Stevens to the 15, keeps his feet, and he falls down at about the 12-yard line. First down for the Wolves, down to the Cooper 12.
Gain of 14. So you've got to wonder, if the fumbles in positive territory are going to come back to bite you if you're the Cougars right now. 2 chances to put touchdowns on the board and come away with nothing both times.
First down, Timberview.
So 1st and 10, Timberview down at the 12-yard line of the Cougars. 4:33, 3rd quarter. They're knocking at the door. Hicks out of the shotgun on first down, takes a snap. He wants to run to the right side. Hicks steps inside of 1, gets to about the 8-yard line and is brought down. Gain of 4 will bring up 2nd and 6.
Good job by Trevor McGuire that time. Stayed with Stevens even after Hicks had passed him to make sure there's no pitch back. That's just a great job of playing his responsibilities.
4-yard gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
The thing right now for the Cougars that they have to do is they have to tell Will Casey he's played a great game. One fumble, you credit him. The other was a great defensive play. You've got to not let this get into his head.
Notice Casey down on the far end talking to Sterling Gilbert probably about that very thing.
Second down handoff to Tolliver. Gets to the 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down. About 2 needed.
Jay Tolliver on the carry.
Tolliver now 18 yards on the ball.
Caught down by number 40, Austin Grigger.
Yeah, Sterling Gilbert has done a remarkable job. Last year with Zach Stewart, this year with Will Casey. And he is over there just really kind of talking up Will Casey right now just to make sure that he is okay. Don't think that there's too much at loss here for the Cougs.
Timberview 2 of 8 on 3rd down.
This one comes from just outside the 4-yard line. They need the 2 for the first down. Hicks hands it off to Stevens. Stevens moves the line, gets down to about the 2. It'll bring up first and goal.
He's inside there. That will be a first down.
Here's the first down.
Officially, that'll be on the 2.
3 minutes to play in the third. Cougars leading 10-7, but Timberview is threatening down at the 2-yard line. First and goal for the Wolves. 9th play of the drive coming up. This one set at the right hash. Hicks takes the snap, hands it off, and Stevens vaults over the top into the end zone, touchdown. Eric Stevens from 2 yards out has given Timberview the lead at 13-10.
Well, that time Stevens just leaped from the backfield, sails into the end zone. Timberview making the Cougars pay for not scoring when they had the ball in their end of the field. Takes a 13-10 lead. Janos Fazekas on for the extra point.
Fazekas for the point after. Snap is down. Fazekas' kick is up. And it is good. 2:52 to play in the third. Our new score, Timberview 14, Cougars 10. You're listening to Cooper Cougar Football on KWKC and Cable Channel 7.
Remaining in the third quarter, your score.
Wolves go 9 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 11 seconds. Eric Stevens, a 2-yard run, makes this a 14-10 Timberview lead.
Dante Parker's got his right arm in a sling down there. Denver saw him go out with an injury, but he must have hurt his shoulder on one of his plays.
Fazekas to kick it off. Kick is high and it's short. Fair catch being called for and made at the 31-yard line.
Now, Cougar offense has got to come out right now, forget the fumble, get back to moving exactly like they were, because Timberview is starting to really suck some wind out here in this heat.
Well, and the thing is that for Cooper, they know they can move the football against them, and they have moved the football against them. You just have to be able to sit back and say, now, okay, we just have to punch the ball into the end zone.
Javon Powers now making his first appearance for the Cougars.
And again, Chris Flores can't go. He checked in, had to check out. First and 10 for the Cougars, the 31-yard line, the line of scrimmage at 2:52 to go in the third. Casey has 5 men in the formation on first down. Takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. The pass comes out to Powers, and Javon gets to the 30-yard line. Lost a yard. Almost lost more than that. We'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Now, Timberview's starting to bring some pressure from the outside. Ricky Booker, the safety, blitz that time. Right in Casey's face, he threw the ball out to Powers.
Well, what Timberview is doing right now that has been effective is they're just playing man coverage, and if Cooper's going to go to 5 wide, you can sit there and rush 7 against your 6. Here comes the rush right now. Casey looking long. He's got Squires out there. Squires makes the catch at the 35. Andrew Squires with a great catch and a gain of 35 yards for the Cougs down to the 35.
Great job by Casey to sit in there and to the last second to throw the ball, and Squires went up and made a beautiful catch, get the ball down to the 35. Cougars offense moving again.
But I tell you what, Cooper has done a great job of moving the football today. They've got to cash this in, however. Allow Timberview to know they better bring a lunch if they're going to take out this Cooper team this afternoon.
Brett Casey now 15 of 25 for 176 yards.
First down handoff goes to Pimpton. Pimpton inside the 30, and Eamon Pimpton's down to about the 26.
8 yards on the gain for Pimpton. Great move to cut back into the hole. Offensive line to give him a great place to run.
2nd down and 2. Cougars right back to the line of scrimmage. Look at how fast this offense is moving right now. Minute 33 to go in the third quarter. Cougars back up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down 2 from the 27-yard line. Casey takes the snap, hands it off again. Pimpton another big hole inside the 20-yard line. First down, Cougs.
Gain of 7 for Pimpton down to the 20.
Boy, I tell you what, Rick, they are when Cooper is getting right back to the line of scrimmage, they have got this Timberview defensive front gassed.
They really do. Timberview is starting to bring one of their corners, or outside linebackers, whatever they want to call them. Every play, they're trying to dance around and confuse the Cougars of who's coming. But if they can get that running play up in the hole before they get there, it's a big game.
Michael West, the nose, is just completely gone in this one. Ricky Stevenson goes in motion on first down. Again, Pimpton, and this time he's inside the 20, down to the 18-yard line, we'll call it, bring up 2nd and 8.
Pimpton now 18 carries, 74 yards on the day.
40 seconds to play in the third quarter. 14-10, Timberview with the lead over the Cougars.
Well, Timberview's players are really, really sucking air right now. This high-paced offense has really got them confused.
Down to 25 seconds. This should be the last play of the third quarter. Snap comes back to Casey. He rolls and he throws, and he threw for Jack Thomas. Incomplete. It's going to bring up third down.
Well, Thomas is open if he can get the ball. The ball was a little bit too high for him that time, though. Hey, one thing to watch for is they do have a play where they slip Thomas down the seam, down the middle of the field. He should be wide open if they get a chance to run that.
19 seconds to play in the third. Cougars face third down and 8 in what is two-down territory, Rick, because the field goal doesn't help you.
Cougars 3 of 8 on third down. Third time this half they've been down on this end of the field.
Squires is going to line up into a far slot right side, ball to left hash. Bowman out there with him, and now then Powers comes in motion. Casey drops back to pass, stands in the pocket, throws underneath, incomplete. Who's looking for the flag? There's not one thrown, and it is fourth down. Now then, what you've done with 15 seconds is you may have forced the Cougars into having to take a timeout.
Well, the clock stopped on the incompletion.
Well, the reason I'm saying that, though, is just so you make sure you get the play you want.
Well, it looks like they're going to send in the field goal unit.
Wow. Cougars will try the field goal. Andrew Wise checks in. He's the holder. Escobedo will
35-yard attempt.
Put this down at the 25. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. This is the left hash. Snap is down. Escobedo's kick is on the way, and the kick is good. 10 seconds to play in the third. Our score now, Timberview 14, Cooper 13. You're listening to Cougar Football on KWKC. As a matter of fact, we're going to keep it right here because we just have 7 seconds to play in the third. But Rick, the Cougs came away with points right there, and I think that's something Mike Spradlin wanted, because 3 times down there in the third quarter, I think he was wanting to come away with some points.
Well, I think right there they might have gone for it on fourth down had they done something on third down, but 4th and 10 is really too much to try and pick up. And they hate, like you said, they hated to come away without points, getting down there again. And I suggest Beto probably hit that ball better than any he's hit all year on a field goal attempt. Puts that through with plenty of distance into the net. Cougars now pull within 1 at 14-13, with 7 seconds away from the fourth quarter.
8 plays and 48 yards for the Cougars in 2 minutes and 45 seconds on that scoring drive. And yeah, and the other thing that sets up is it sets up something in the fourth quarter if you have to have a field goal. Yeah. You know, Escobedo has now made 2.
Well, and we've seen Timberview's kicker kick. I don't see that they can have a lot of confidence in him. They didn't when they had the short field goal a while ago.
Back deep is number 9.
Got the defense. The only thing they've got to do different is do not give up that big play.
Escobedo ready to kick it off. 14-13, Timberview with a 1-point lead with 7 seconds to play in the third. And Escobedo's kick going to come down at the 15-yard line. Stevens gets to the 20, has a blocker in front of him, gets to the 30, keeps his feet, takes a lick at the 38-yard line.
Ryan Taylor, big lick down on the 30, marking down on the 39-yard line.
And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. We're in a dogfight here in Justin. 14-13, Timberview leading the Cooper Cougars. Fourth quarter of the bi-district playoff game coming your way next here on KWKC. Fourth quarter ready to start here in Justin. Jimmy Bug, Rick Kaysen, along with Tim Gonzalez. Timberview has the ball 1st and 10. Looking long and throwing long, and a man out there, and it's overthrown Sharman Brown was by himself at about the 15-yard line, and Antoine Hicks overthrows him. He's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Eric Stevens missed the first play of the fourth quarter, out having some equipment repaired, still working on his shoulder pads.
2nd down and 10.
Antoine Hicks definitely has a big enough arm to get it out there, just not enough touch.
Wow. So he really aired that one out there. 14-13 here as we start the fourth quarter. One play in. Jordan Fry goes out wide to the right side. On 2nd down, out of the shotgun is Antoine Hicks. Takes the snap, now he hands it off. Going the other way is Blake Dixon. Dixon's got a hole midfield. Dixon into Cougar territory. Brought down by Austin Driggers at the 47-yard line, but it's enough for the first down.
14 yards on the game for Dixon.
Austin Driggers. But not before a Timberview first
That's the 11th first down on the ground for Timberview.
Well, the thing that remains in this ball game, Rick, is the fact that Cooper is going to have to get some sort of takeaway or some sort of defensive stand here, because Timberview is starting to believe in their offense and just thinking we'll trade out with them time for time. Something else is being set up here we'll talk about in a second. Here's the quick pass going to Stevens. Stevens a little hurdle, gets down to about the 42-yard line. In a 5 will bring up 2nd and 5. One of the things that the touchdown the field goal did for the Cougars a moment ago, thinking if Timberview scores another touchdown, they go for the conventional point after. Cooper is still only a one possession behind, as opposed to going for it, not coming up with anything, and if Timberview scored another touchdown, he would be 2 possessions behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. Timberview, though, is not afraid to go for 2. They've done that. I'm trying to find my notes here.
2nd down and 4 for the Wolves from the Cooper 41. Hicks takes the snap. He just tucks it under. He's going to run. Has the 40, has the 35, and he's down to about the 33-yard line.
Ryan Taylor really with a big lick on Hicks down to the 31. Gain of 10 for Hicks.
Brought down by number 46.
First down for the Wolves. 10:43 left to play. 14-13, a 1-point lead for Timberview.
Timberview's gone for 2 7 times. They've only converted twice this season.
First down at the 32-yard line of the Cougars. They will send Jordan Fry out wide to the right side. Sharman Brown comes out wide to the left. Hicks, the quarterback, in relief with Dante Parker, takes the snap. Again, throws it for Stevens. Stevens slides out of one tackle, gets inside the 20, and he's down to about the 16. Gain of 16, it's another first down. That's sure is an odd looking play. It's old school football, but see that underhand spin throw.
Just get him out there on the edge in a hurry. Stevens really a tough runner. I think you're exactly right. Timberview is starting to really have a lot of confidence in their offense here and their ability to run the ball. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Aaron Burks goes out wide to the right side. Now then Hicks takes the snap, tucks it under again. He wants to run. He tries to get to the edge, cut off, steps inside the 10, gets down to about the 9. That's just a great athleticism right there, Rick. That really was a tremendous run. He got out there, nowhere to go, still turns and gets up in the hole and picks up 8 yards on the play.
46, Trevor McGuire on the tackle.
Trevor McGuire in on that last tackle. We see Brown checking back in. Just a shade inside the 10-yard line, 2nd and 3.
Hicks now 10 carries for 69 yards in the game.
Jordan Fry goes out wide to the right side. Again, Sharman Brown comes out wide to the left. Hicks takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Stevens. Stevens stacked up the line of scrimmage, nothing doing. And it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Stevens actually loses a yard back to the 10.
Brought down by number 23.
He's got 15 carries for 90 yards.
So much of this ball game just has played traditionally. Some parts of this game don't make any sense.
You're right.
To me. I mean, the way that Timberview has gotten yardage with Hicks, and then they go away from it. I just can't figure that out sometimes.
Timberview 3 of 9 on 3rd down today.
Here's Hicks on 3rd down out of the shotgun from the 10-yard line. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself, and he has dropped at the 10-yard line. It's 4th down. Micah Hale's going to make that stop, and it is 4th down.
Well, Hicks faked the ball to Stevens and really thought that he would get over pursued and have the cutback. Micah Hale did a great job staying home and making the tackle on Hicks.
Field goal unit comes in. Well, this is as perfect as the Cougars could want. This is Fazekas coming in. A 27-yard attempt. And this is going to be spotted at the 17-yard line. Snap is down. Fazekas' kick is on the way, and it's good. Janice Fazekas, a 27-yard field goal. But the score now is Timberview 17, Cooper 13. By District Football returns after this on KWKC and Cable Channel 7. 9-play, 51-yard drive in 4 minutes and 2 seconds, giving Timberview a 17-13 lead as we bring you back here to Texan Stadium in Justin. Jimmy Pogue along with Rick Kaysen, Tim Gonzalez, our producer this afternoon. 4-point lead now for the Wolves, Rick, and I think that's exactly what the Cougars want right here. They saved them scoring a touchdown and have an opportunity here with 8 minutes and 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you've got to go for it right here, like we were talking during the break. Cougars have got the game where they wanted it. All they got to do is put the ball in the end zone now.
It will take a touchdown to win it. Kickoff comes down to Powers at the 30, and he gets to the 31-yard line. So the Cougars are going to be 69 yards away from taking the lead.
Powers with a 2-yard return that time. Cougars have got to have a lot of confidence on their offense right now coming in, though. They've moved the ball so far in this game really better than they have all season.
So we'll see what the Cougars can do. 8:02 remaining. Will Casey comes up to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. Sending Cole Jackson in motion on 1st down. And the ball is fumbled again at the 25.
Pimpton was just smothered in the backfield that time. Down to the 26. Loss of 5 on the play.
5. Everybody was watching where Eamon Pimpton was, and he was there in the slot.
Well, they need to fake the handoff to him and go up top now.
Number 63, Fred Davis.
Haven't seen
Omanayi Oliawala in on that last stop. I wanted to say his name once.
What's the thing? I hadn't heard you say that yet.
Omanayi Oliawala.
Haven't seen them try to go to Timmy Dixon yet in this half. He had his way in the first half with Spear.
2nd and 15. Here comes the blitz. Casey rolling left, throwing as a man, pass caught. There's Dixon out to the 36-yard line.
10-yard gain on the reception by Dixon.
Still going to make it 3rd and 5. 7:12 left to play. There's a flag down. This one may be ineligible downfield against the Cougars.
Oh, that hurts.
So now then, that 2nd and 15 is going to become 2nd and real long. I really thought, I guess Dixon was down the field enough. First say the way Casey rolled out, I didn't know that they had the man downfield. I didn't see him. He's going to take the ball back to the 21-yard line, I believe. 20-yard line.
Should be the 21 unless it's a 6-yard penalty.
Yeah.
There, the 21.
5-yard penalty. 3 plays, 2nd down.
So now it is 2nd and 20.
Cougars been penalized 4 times for 30 yards. That one was big.
Yeah. But you get the down back, so see what the Cougars do here. 2nd and 20. They're going to run a 2-by-2. They're going to put 2 men on either side. On 2nd down, Casey under the blitz throws Squires 35 out to the 38-yard line. But Andrew Squires got 17 of the 20 yards back, and it makes it 3rd and 3. That's a huge call right there for the Cougars.
That really was huge. Nice, easy pitch and catch, too. Timberview really coming hard from the outside and left a lot of room for Squires inside.
6.5 remaining in the ball game. Pimpton checks back in. Cougars have 3rd down and 3. They look over to the sideline. Dixon and Squire standing right next to each other at about the 37. Don't know what they're discussing.
Cougars 3 of 9 on 3rd down also.
Dixon was fixing Squires' shoulder pads. They get the snap off with 2 seconds. The throw underneath, caught, 1st down yardage to the 45, out to the 47-yard line.
Nice catch by Timmy Dixon. Just sat down in the hole of the secondary, makes a tough catch, and then a run out to the 47-yard line.
Wow.
Gain of 9.
That is a huge 1st down pickup because remember the Cougs had 2nd and 20, and they were able to pick up the 1st down. 6 minutes remaining. 17-13, Timberview with the lead.
First down.
With that pass, Will Casey goes over 200 yards for the game. Now 17 of 29 for 202 yards.
Down to 10 seconds on the play clock.
Timberview creeping back up where everybody's within about 7 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Casey takes the snap, hands it off. Pimpton across midfield, just one step away from breaking it off, and it is down to the 44-yard line of Timberview.
Gain of 8 for Pimpton that time on the carry.
Second down, a short 2. Cougars right back to the line of scrimmage.
Pimpton now with 77 yards on 20 carries.
Cougars changing the personnel completely. Bowman running it. Let's see if he gets off the field. He does. Cougars go to the huddle. And now then down to 8 seconds. I
may get a timeout here.
I started to say. Down to 5 seconds. Casey takes the snap, hands it off. Pimpton, first down yardage to the 40-yard line. Boy, that was just mass confusion right there for the Cougs, and something good happens as they pick up the first down.
Gain of 4 for Pimpton. He's now at 81 yards. Keeps the clock rolling and moving the ball down into Timberview territory. 5 minutes to go in the game.
But I tell you what, it's getting to be a little white knuckle time here. 5 minutes left, 17-13. Timberview with the lead. Cooper moving the football. Casey sends Ricky Stevenson in motion left on first down. Casey hands it off. Pimpton, a slash back, and he gets down to about the 37. Gain of 3 is going to bring up 2nd and 7. Well, this is your ball game right here. Cooper is not going to have another possession in this game.
No, this is where you've got to do it. It's do or die time for the Cougars. Plenty of time to move down and score, but this is the possession that they've got to have.
Cougars started this drive with 8:05 to play in the ball game. They've run up almost 4 minutes of clock as they've gone from their own 31 to the 37 of Timberview. 2nd and 7. Cole Jackson goes in motion left. Play fake. Casey looking long, throwing long. And he is going to overthrow Timmy Dixon, and it's going to bring up 3rd down.
I think it was Cole Jackson out the backfield running the wheel route. They faked the handoff, inside handoff to Pimpton, and then Jackson wheeled outside. Was open, but Casey just overthrew the ball.
3rd and 7 now, Rick, and definitely 2-down territory.
Oh, absolutely. I think the guy to look for right here is Andrew Squires. They seem to be able to get him open for these crucial plays right there.
And Squires has just kind of found his spot and just sat down into the defense. Just settled down, make sure he caught the ball first, and then gets the extra yardage. 3rd and 7. Casey takes the snap. He's got good protection. A little throwback screen to Squires. Squires tries to shake and bake, and he can't get away. And he is down all the way back to the 40-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
A loss of 3 on the play.
Behind the line.
So 3:48 left to play. Cooper has a 4th and 10 at the Timberview 40-yard line. Cougars have 2 timeouts remaining. I would venture to say they run the play without calling a timeout.
Coming in
as I say that, they call a timeout.
Coming in at safety for Timberview is Antoine Hicks, too, here on this crucial play.
Well, Hicks the fastest man on the field, so you probably want him out there just for the athleticism of this. Cougars take their 2nd timeout. The reason I would say I wouldn't have been surprised had they run the play without the timeout was because if you don't pick this up, you're going to have some timeouts. Cooper's only going to have 1.
Well, but you want to be sure right here to call the best play you've got.
That's right.
I mean, this is do or die time, like we said. You've got to have your best play. Interesting, Cougars are all huddled around Coach Spradlin. Will Casey with Sterling Gilbert getting his instructions.
4th down and 10. And the thing that you have to do here, you have to run to the marker. Yeah. You know, the route has got to be 10 yards. You cannot run a 5-yard route and then try to run for 5. I think the other thing that Sterling may be telling Will Casey is, spy Hicks, send him one way and throw back another direction. Because Hicks cannot cover the entire field by himself.
Now, Christian Spears really yelling for the crowd right now, but he's the guy that Timmy Dixon is really eating his lunch off the entire game.
Everybody is on their feet here on 4th and 10 for the Cougars. Casey is under center. Now then he sends Powers in motion, takes the snap.
Stevenson in the middle.
Back, he looks, he's got Stevenson open with a catch at the 20-yard line, and Ricky Stevenson is down to the 15.
Stevenson did a great job of hiding in there behind the center. A gain of 23 on the pass down to the
17.
I was thinking 17, yeah, a gain of 23 down to the 17. on the pass to Stevenson.
You're exactly right. He hid right under the tackle right there, and he just ran right up the seam. Almost didn't catch the ball, but Mike Spradlin told us, Ricky Stevenson, this arena not too big for him.
No. You could see that play coming as they brought the blitz. Stevenson slipped through and was wide open.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. The handoff, Pimpton just puts his head down and gets to the 15-yard line.
Gain of 2 for Pimpton.
3 minutes left to play in the ball game.
23 carries, 86 yards for Raymond Pimpton.
Brought down by number 34, Jay Tolliver.
Down to the 15-yard line.
11th play of the drive coming up right here.
Boy, how good of a game is this? Wow. 17-13, Timberview with the lead. Under 3 minutes left to play. Cooper started this drive with 8:05 to play in the ball game. They've taken it down to 2:40. 2nd down and 8, a field goal does no good. Casey takes the snap. Here comes the pressure trying to light him up. And Casey is hit at the 16.
Jay Tolliver picks him up in the backfield. Celebrating a lot in the Cougar backfield now. Casey has a 1-yard loss. Make 3rd and 9.
That is a little celebratory there for Tolliver. Down to 2:17.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 3rd down.
Well, again, you're in 2-down territory. It's 3rd and 9 from the 16-yard line. Squires goes to the left along with Dixon. Tommy Bowman comes to the right. Casey starts sending men in motion. Here on 3rd down, Casey takes the snap. Again, the pressure. The pass is incomplete.
Oh, he was
Would have, could have, should have been a flag right there. And again, the Cougars face their 2nd 4th down. And I think here you take your last timeout. I mean, you might as well. It's 1:54 left.
I think once again, you've got to go for the best play you've got. So call your timeout here with 1:54.
Cougars are going to call their last timeout. And the season will come down to 1 play.
I really thought we were going to get pass interference on that as Dixon went up in the air and got hit before the ball got there.
You know, the one thing that the Cougars have not done that they did early in the season was a throwback screen. I don't think that you can use, I'm not sure you can use it here because Timberview is so fast on defense. But there are a lot of things in the arsenal here, and I think that you call a play that they have not seen this entire game here.
I think you're exactly right. This is where you go back in your playbook to page 1 or 2 and find something that nobody's probably seen this year and pull that out. You've got to have it here. You very well could be looking at touchdowns if you can get something to the first down.
The other thing the play has to be, it has to be somewhat simple.
Yeah.
You don't want to really confuse your players. It has to be something that you've worked on. It has to be something, B, that works. And C, it has to be able to get you 8 yards here.
Yeah.
Huge play upcoming for the Cougars.
One of those, the season comes down to this play right here.
Well, and I guarantee Mike Spradlin right now, telling those players, you have lifted weights all year. You have done X, Y, and Z. You've done all these things for this play. Yeah. Execute the play.
This play is not bigger than you. Go for it.
Here we go. From the 16-yard line of Timberview, 1:54 left to play. 17-13, Wolves with the lead.
Cougars 2 of 2 on 4th down today.
And here we go. Casey starts Powers in motion left on 4th down. Casey takes the snap, and there is a flag down before the play. Timeout, Timberview.
Boy,
oh wow,
that should have been a flag on Kabi Bokai had they not called the timeout.
So again, we will keep it here. Boy, I don't think that the Timberview coaches realize that they probably would have had a sack of Will Casey right there.
Well, Bokai was offsides if they throw the flag, so Cougars would have had another shot at it, but Casey was in trouble right there.
So now then, I think that maybe you sit there and say Terry Cron probably realized that you're going to see Cooper's best play and at least make them go to a different formation and run play 2.
Kind of like basketball, you see them call the extra timeout right to see the setup.
So now then, still 1:53 left in the ball game. This has really been a good football game.
It really has. I mean, win, lose, or draw, Cooper deserves to be here. They've played this game like a champion, and they've done a tremendous job. Timberview, I think, came in thinking they were going to walk through this. They absolutely have not.
4th down and 9 for the Cougars from the 16-yard line. They need the 7 for the first down.
You know, very well right here, though. If you can slip through and get to the 7, you're going to get into the end zone.
So here we go again. Casey will work out of the shotgun here on 4th and 9 from the 16-yard line. He stands at the 22, the middle of the field, takes the snap, blitzes on, the pass incomplete. They had Squires just inside, and the pass was a little too hot. So with 1:50 to play in the ball game, Mansfield Timberview will have the football at their own 16-yard line.
Well, you still have a chance if the defense can come up with a stop. Cannot allow first down, though. One first down will end this game for Timberview. I'm not sure. I don't think Squires would have had the first down had he made the catch there. Not enough room to run.
Well, I'll tell you what, Hicks comes in. Timberview makes a mistake here if anybody but Hicks touches the ball.
You're absolutely right.
I wouldn't risk a handoff. I wouldn't risk a toss, anything.
Timberview calls timeout again.
Timeout on the field.
Timberview down to 1 timeout. Cougars are out of timeouts. So you sit there and you start thinking about this. You cannot take a knee if you're Timberview.
No.
Because you would give Cooper, you would have to punt the ball away with roughly 20 seconds.
You're going to have to run a couple of times, and if Hicks can pick up a first down, like I said, this game will be over. Timberview really starting to celebrate a little bit early, though. It's still not completely in their control.
Yeah, well, I started to say you'd give them the ball with about 10 seconds, actually. Timberview can, well, I'll tell you what, they can come real close to taking a knee 4 times.
Depending on how long they take to get up.
Yeah.
That may be what they've decided
Yeah, I
to do.
started to say Terry Cron may have allowed Reason to take over here and say, hey, just get under center and take a knee.
Hicks going back into the shotgun again, though.
Because, I mean, you're talking about there's 110 seconds left, 100 seconds on the down switchover, and they hand the ball off. Boy, if you're the Cougs, they'd tackle the ball there.
Stevens out to the 18, gain of 2.
They bring up 2nd and 8.
Stevens now 16 carries, 92 yards on the day.
Cougs getting off the pile as quickly as they can. Again, I'm just real surprised that they ran a play there.
Minute 24 to go, play clock down to 20 seconds.
See, they can take it down to a minute here, roughly.
Yeah, I'd almost let the play clock run out and use every second, take the penalty.
Yeah. So now then, Stevens.
Now he goes under center.
Yeah. So now then, their victory formation. So Hicks will take the snap, takes a knee, 1 minute left. They have not started yet. There it is. Cooper, they're going to have to do something with the ball with about 2 seconds left.
Yeah.
Boy, and it's just a sick feeling right now for the Cougars. As well as they've played.
Take the knee. Now they're going back to the shotgun again.
On 3rd down, Hicks hands it off, and this gets to the 20-yard line. Cougars cannot stop the clock. That's the ball game. Mansfield Timberview is going to defeat the Cooper Cougars by a final of 17-13 in the by-district round of the playoffs. And it is going to end the Cougar season. You can see a dejected bunch of Cooper Cougars over there, Rick, but this has been an outstanding football game. And Timberview with the field goal with 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. With 8:05 to go in the 4th quarter, they hit the field goal, taking the ball over with 7 seconds to go in the 3rd. And then Cooper going on a 7-minute drive and finally just turning it over on downs, and Timberview able to run out the clock and win this one by a final score of 17-13.
Well, you know, it was the same thing that has bit the Cougars all year long, is the turnover. The 2 fumbles in the 3rd quarter when they're in scoring position, that comes back.